recording.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mod Wars, where we have changed a bunch of rules and cared little for your sense of balance, but people wanted to play anyway. This is VictorE versus JbuzzSaw in you have group stages for this one, right?
Yes, I believe this is Group D. Or no, C.
Uh-huh.
C, I think it is.
And Coshade and Sharkbait are here. Hello, guys.
Ahoy.
Hey.
Druid and Siren. I feel bad for the Siren already.
So in the bottom right, we have VictorE
Druid.
playing the Siren. In the top left, we have JBuzz playing that Druid. JBuzz has 72 cards total. VictorE at 57.
Druids, man.
Yeah, the double Druid play, man. So initial impressions. How do you
Next
guys
time we'll
feel
ban
about this
Druid.
matchup? Everyone's saying Druids. You feel
Next
bad for...
tournament, we're banning Druid.
Mod Wars. Druid is
I
like
feel real bad for the Siren right now and hope that he's got a plan that does not involve a bunch of water.
Or Tsunami. Specifically.
Oh my god, tsunamis. They're so bad against the Druid.
Yeah. And Druids are so boring.
So just so everyone knows, the Druid basically has creatures that are plants, and those are all immune to water. And the Siren is a water mage, so you can imagine what that means. Just very tough to get around a lot of random stuff. I think even the conjurations, like the vines and stuff, are also water immune. I could be wrong. I actually don't know that for sure.
I don't know. I'd have to look that one up.
They're probably not, and I'm probably just totally wrong. Don't use this as a ruling. Look it up. And if you don't know the answer, look it up.
I don't think they bothered to put Hydra immune on them because they can't be hit by ranged attacks.
Oh, that's a good point. So yeah, the only melee water is what the water elemental, I think.
Elemental, as far as like
Shoals Deep.
Oh yeah,
Tide
Shoals Deep.
Cover.
Yeah, there
That's
you go.
right. Yeah. The Trident has a water attack. Yeah, that's ranged.
Yeah, but that's got a range one.
That's the
Yeah.
ranged attack.
So we do see the Vine Tree come up for the Druid.
What?
And what a surprise! And of course, this is going to have a corrode token on it as well, because that's a mod rules rule. If Tattery coming out, J-Buzz playing that Tattery.
It's gonna be butterflies of bear strength because that would be hilarious.
I would love it to be like a Feed the Crowd book. That's about the only Druid I accept.
That's always a fun one, man.
Beastmaster's better.
I don't disagree. That's why I said the only Druid I accept.
I mean, what if Druid was trained in nature, but cannot take animal spells?
Trained in nature, but can't take nature spells.
We can't take nature spells. Can't take spells.
Most druids that I see don't even use animal
Yeah,
spells.
I suppose that
I know
would change
yours
them.
does,
Yeah.
and Enti's does, but most
Bears are
druids-
usually what I see,
yeah.
if it's going to be
Well,
nature.
that's
Zod will use sharks once in a while too. For fun.
Yeah, sharks, yeah. Tattery is one of those interesting cards where the healing is nice on it, but usually it's used just to spread that mana around. Arguably, the mana flower is probably better, just because it's 1 mana cheaper, but sometimes having a little magical burst is nice.
It's ethereal, which has been nerfed into the ground.
Nerfed into the ground. Yeah, I know we had a pentagram game earlier where they just didn't bother to go after the pentagram at all. And I really feel like this tournament has caused a meta shift in how we look at Incorporeal because of the ethereal change. Ethereal change, by the way, being that you re-roll all non-ones, and 2s don't count as damage.
Ones are still only the damage that you get.
But in the games that I've played, it's actually been pretty fun. But some people are like, it might be too strong, which I understand that.
Hey, look, Mana Lotus off the vine tree.
That seems to be a really common play right now.
Mana Lotus did not need to be a vine spell.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't actually play it with a vine, but I guess he did because of Vine Tree. But I guess like Mana Lotus is one of those cards where it's like I always wonder if it's just better to play the flower.
Well, if you can deploy the Lotus,
Yeah,
who cares?
that's true.
I don't know. I lean flower, but I don't know.
VictorE saying that he messed up. Farkas helped him with the deck. VictorE placing the blame on Farkas, who's not even in this tournament, so Farkas can't even get revenge.
It's Farkas' fault.
It's Farkas' fault. Gonna be hard for me now. VictorE from the VictorE's actually watching this game with us, so is Farkas, so that's why I'm kind of poking fun at you guys. He says, I'm going to send you a document with ideas. You're welcome to ignore it, though. Yeah, man. I mean, Mod Wars is one of those things where, like, it was kind of community sourced in a lot of our rules just for, like, a lot of fun stuff, so I'd love to just have looks for future Mod Wars.
Yeah.
All right, and
We're gonna see some teleport meteor here.
I am disappointed that we haven't.
VictorE playing the Ring of Ocean Depths. This is a really solid mage or card, actually. For the Siren.
There's a bees.
We got some bees! And
JBuzz,
They're weak bees.
JBuzz, I'm disappointed in you.
Puddin',
They're
why are
okay
you
at level-
disappointed in JbuzzSaw?
Because bees.
I mean, what's
the
wrong
bees
with
aren't that
bees?
bad anymore.
Bees, it's a gentleman's agreement to never play bees.
It's so true.
Nah. Especially now that we nerfed them.
Yeah, so
We didn't nerf them. They're still really good.
so
But yeah,
when
still
the
four
swarms in
crit.
general were,
4 dice crit.
so when the game came
Flying
out,
elusive.
so when Swarms came out, they actually were kind of broken in their rule set because you couldn't actually attack it with creatures. You could only
And a
attack with
whole bunch
attack
of other
spells in your
shit.
mage. So it got kind of wonky because of how the rules worked. So the changes we made was basically we said, all right, you can't heal it because people figured out ways to heal it, and you can actually attack it with creatures. They were basically the changes we made.
Right. Well, we also made the ruling we made so that we couldn't heal it.
Gain life too.
Yeah, they couldn't gain life. They
Mhm.
couldn't do all the sorts of shenanigans that they were planning to do.
So that being said, Killer Bees, even as this state, is actually a pretty solid creature for a 7 mana.
I guess I have to say that if anybody can play bees, it's somebody with buzz in their name. So
That's true, man.
I will halfway rescind my disappointment.
I'm also going to point out that I feel like the Killer Bees would kill the what are they calling the Japanese hornets? The murder hornets or whatever I think
Murder
they're calling
hornets,
them.
yeah.
Killer Bees would probably beat them. Let's just be honest.
I mean, that's what the killer bees are based off of, right?
Are they actually?
Honestly,
I'm pretty sure yes.
Because that would make sense. I mean, you know.
Yeah. the giant Asian giant hornet, whatever the hell it's actually called. Yeah, those have been around for a while. They just haven't been in America.
Yeah.
I think that at this point, if I were the Siren player, I'd be like, "Oh, good, I can attack that thing."
Yeah, right. Like it's actually usable.
It's not a plant. It's actually one of the worst things. That you can guess
That's true.
against
It's
Siren
not
as
a
a
plant.
druid.
It's so true.
But it is flying. So
I-
Siren's like, damn it.
I will point out that Siren suffers issues with versing flying. So I'm curious to see how the Siren wants to actually deal with these bees. I'm saying I'm curious, but I actually know because I watched this game. So
I'm a huge fan of Ice Spikes as the Siren.
What?
Ice Spikes.
Oh, Ice Spikes? Yeah, that's actually a really cool card.
Because as soon as they activate, they take 2 damage.
Yeah. So it's just sort of like, you gonna do anything with this?
Or, Gravicore Tsunami will take care of them.
Gravicore Tsunami. Oh my god, yeah. Because area effects do full damage, if I remember right.
Yep. So they'll get hit twice and then hopefully be dead.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and just make this times 5 really quick. Let's just get through this. This planning stuff.
Go gadget planning.
Mm-hmm. Go grind. I know I switched it, but okay. Power Rangers, man. We should have a Power Rangers mage.
Man, that show.
Was great. All right, we're in deployment. Here we go.
Hey, look, a Thorn Lasher.
Thorn Lasher comes out for JBuzz. Or as I like to call him, the Tickle Monster. We have no sorts of spawn points out for VictorE.
Which kind of boggles my mind because I think the changes that we made this shell really good.
He's at 31 mana.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
Water Elemental plus. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What is he going to do with it? I mean, the water elemental dies to the bees.
No, it doesn't. It has to get hit a ton.
Yeah,
It
because
needs to
the
hit
bees
about
don't have
3 times.
piercing, which is interesting.
It's got 16 life. It needs to get hit 4 times.
They do critical damage. Every piece of damage that they do.
I get that, but they only have 4.
Oh,
This does work.
hydrothermal vent.
Yeah.
It only going to take 1 damage, but still.
Yeah. So even then, they roll 4, 3, 2, then 1 when they die. Like they're not gonna kill the water elemental with that. You need a lot more than that.
No. If the bees don't take the damage, like water elemental can't hit them.
No, but I mean, who's gonna let their water elemental just sit there and get hit by bees over and over again without dealing with it?
Because you're trying to kill the only other thing in the world that you can kill, which is the druid, and the druid stays with the bees. It's not your choice.
Like, we're not talking one. I'm not talking 1-on-1 here. Like, if it was just in a vacuum, yes, the water elemental would literally lose. But
we got a Leviathan. Here we go. Now those bees ain't flying. Pretty soon.
they technically are kind of. I bet that's a Ballad of Courage, maybe. Is that you who suggested that, Justin?
What's up?
Did you suggest that it was Ballad of Courage with it?
That would be a solid play with Leviathan.
Yeah.
That being said, Leviathan's actually a pretty interesting play. Just having the ability to restrain creatures could actually be a good way to deal with flying in a lot of ways.
Yep. It also doesn't have a water attack. So
yes.
Is the perfect tool against the druid right now.
So in my Siren, I usually take Leviathan, but I also have the shell. And depending on how I think they're going to come at me, like turns, I do one or the other. And because like you can't do shell if they're going to hit you before turn 4. So it's one of those things where it's like, all right, I guess I'll go Leviathan play and then follow it up with maybe some level 3, creatures or buffing myself up. I mean, that being said, I usually don't play shell until like turn 2 or 3.
But with Mod Wars, Harmonized is a song. So if you play Shell Harmonized turn 1, your shell is actually generating 3 mana a turn.
Yeah, which is insane. Yes,
and it's harder to get rid of.
I agree. I think the Mod Wars changes just gives the Siren a nice little bump. I wonder if we're actually going to see it get used or not, just because it's like Siren has such a weird rep.
I would totally play one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see. VictorE. Each dice is a separate attack from the bee, so damage barriers kills them easily. I always thought Swarm was additional attacks. I don't think it's separate attacks.
It's additional strikes.
Yeah.
So damage barrier happens once.
It happens at the end of the additional strikes.
I can't remember the exact sequence. I think damage barrier happens after additional strikes.
It does. Yeah, it's additional strikes. It's damage and effects, additional strikes, damage barriers, then counter strike. So if you have like double strike, you would get both hits in, and then a damage barrier would activate.
Right. So the bee gets all of its hits before the damage barrier actually does any damage, and it still does 1 damage.
Yes.
Because it's a non-area of effect source. So the only way to kill bees is area of effect. Like if you want to one-shot them. Or eye for an eye. Eye for an eye, if they've buffed their bees at all with like Mark for Death or something, you can eye for an eye, and then the damage will just kill them before they get their additional strikes.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, like the swarm cards is one of those, like, if you don't plan for it even in the book, even with this change, it'll still murder you because it's actually a really unique tactic by itself. Being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and times this again because there's a lot of planning happening.
Yes.
Do.
VictorE
Go
is
times
a very
25.
thoughtful player, and
Oh, for sure.
I don't believe he's all that familiar with the Octagon.
Oh yeah, I'm not bashing anyone. That's why we have multipliers in terms of view time. And it looks like we're going to see a Vine Snapper come out for JBuzz, protecting that Thorn Lasher, or perhaps drawing things in for that Vine Snapper to do something. Bed of Urchins goes down.
All right, and as soon as the bees come in there, the bees are they psychic immune?
No, they're not.
Could the Siren call them in there?
They can't have tokens, I think, right?
They can't have
or conditions.
Conditions.
Yeah, I don't know if the call is a condition.
No, it's a spell. It's not an attack spell, so it doesn't work.
You can't target it because it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not psychic immune, but it is. So yeah, if the bee walked into the Leviathan zone, it would have the entering zone effect of the Leviathan, bring it down to the ground. You'd still be within the entering zone effects, so the Bed of Urchins would actually trigger.
If I were the Siren, I would put my stick on right now.
That's my stick.
Because then you can...
Now I gotta watch that ad-lib Star Wars Yoda thing, because we just keep referencing the stick, man.
It's a mighty stick of doom.
I actually played with the Trident, and I think it's a great spell. Living Armor goes down for the Druid here.
The Druid has, or not, sorry, not the Druid. The Siren has not enough action syndrome. Like, the stick is great, except you have so many things that you want to do with your actions to control the battlefield that using the stick ends up being lower priority for them most.
You kind of have to do the familiar, Naya, I think, because she's like an everything caster. You know what I mean? That the Siren can cast.
Yeah.
Just because,
like,
that's
rarely do I find I want my Siren being the one to stab things, but
that's okay. That's a fair point as well. Yeah.
You're also at 30 health with no really great armor options.
Yeah, that's the other part.
Levy scale is pretty good. Don't get me wrong.
But... yeah, levy scale's great.
Oh man, it looks like JBuzz is just like, you know what? I'm just gonna armor up, man. I've got some free time. Let's just put on these clothes here, get this armor going. I mean, against the Leviathan, I guess that makes sense.
He doesn't want to get anywhere near that Leviathan.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip this again.
They are staring at one another.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot going on these rounds. There's a lot of preparation, is what I feel like. You know, we have like random enchantments on the Leviathan that these kind of enchantments could make or break the game because all the dice are wrapped up in this Leviathan right now for VictorE. Cool. VictorE, even if I lose all 3 games, I'll have a good data for changes to suggest for the Siren. Nice. I think what is it? Enti and Jason are in your group, so get ready, guys, for that Siren play, man.
Zot trolling as usual.
Zot. I tried this build with Armory, Naya, 2 flowers. Interesting. Armory. So you're using the undead skeletons then? Because I think those are soldiers, right?
No, they're just pirates.
Oh, no, you know what? Are the sharks soldiers? No, they're not.
Sharks are just pirates.
What do you use the Armory for?
I don't know. Maybe he means Battleforge?
Victor, I have to play something different now, dude. You have the metagame happening. Sorry, Battleforge?
Battleforge.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Looks like he's going to enchant his Siren with a nice little perk here. JBuzz playing this Thorn Lasher.
Good idea.
Looks like JBuzz wants a sort of like meat grinder thing happening on his side of the board.
Yeah, if I'm VictorE at this point, I would be like, I'm about to get teleported somewhere.
Or Dice is saying we should delete bees. I actually don't think they should be deleted.
They're not that bad.
I think they can trade badly if you don't have area spells, but I also think that they don't potentially deal enough damage to warrant. Like
No,
they have
they're fine.
they have a balanced amount.
They're fine once we have adjusted them. They're not
Yeah.
fine, I guess, out of the box. But
yeah, exactly. VictorE, I forgot to put Eagle Claw boots on. Interesting. Eagle Claw.
well, Eagle Claw works if you see
Doesn't
Nami your own zone.
Oh,
Yeah,
I get it
that's
now.
true.
So it looks like we're going to see the bees come in, attack that mana flower. He's going to get 3 dice, I believe.
Yeah, 3
Because it's total health plus 1, I believe.
I think I would have just rolled the dice.
Yeah, there's no armor, man, you know?
Yeah.
Only 2 life. Only 2 life.
All right. Well, it doesn't kill the mana flower. Mana flower will regenerate.
Even adjusted, they're still insanely strong as red dice. Honestly, if anyone's watching this and is in the tournament still, if you do actually think bees are still insanely strong, just run it. Honestly, just see what it dies to, and if you think it's like OP, then beat everybody with it. I think that's kind of what tournaments are good for anyway, is like showing off really, really like good strategies.
You're supposed to find the most effective way to win. So
yeah, I mean, if your goal in a tournament is to win, which that is the goal of this, then play the strategy you think is going to win, right?
Druid moves and guards. Here it comes. Boy, you know what?
What's your plan
tsunami
here?
Would hit that druid 3 times and then bash it into a wall.
You think it's a bark skin underneath?
Yeah, I would put the other ring on first, but yeah.
I wish there was a way to obliterate like unrevealed enchantments.
Interesting.
Nullified.
I wonder what the push was.
He wanted to
bring
get
him closer.
Yeah,
maybe,
he wanted to get the Thorn Lasher.
It's his initiative next turn, so he could.
Oh,
get the,
I got the initiative next time.
Yeah.
That's why.
He could get the hit from.
He wanted to get the Thorn Lasher to be like, "Come here." And then Vine Snapper be like, "Let me damage you now."
Good nullify.
Victor, I'm here. I'm just here to have fun.
Good
Yeah,
one.
man. I'm liking your Leviathan play. I feel like you're like trapped in this little corner here, and like JBuzz is like, "I'm slowly taking the board over. What you gonna do?" You know what I mean? I should never run 4Bs. Never play low skill books.
He said he would never win.
I mean, low skill books I think is fine in tournaments if they let you win.
I think the definition of low skill here is up for debate, but
well, that's what I'm saying, right? If it's low skill but you still win, then suddenly all those high skill players are.
That thing is super vulnerable to a lot of things. I don't. If you win with 4Bs, then you probably are doing fine.
I think some mages have a harder time, but most mages, I think all mages have a way of dealing with it. You know. Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get through this planning phase.
In this particular tournament, though, that belt is only available to warlords, and
yes.
that is one of the hard counters to bees.
Yeah, but almost every elemental school has an area spell of some kind.
Sure. How many are you going to hit with that, and how many are you going to run?
Sure, I run at least 2 in every book I've ever run. I don't know, is that weird?
Well, that's the thing, right? If bees kills you every time, then you have to adjust your book to be able to deal with the bees.
And if you hit 2 of the bees, if their entire strategy is bees, I don't know, I'm just saying it's not low skill if you win with 4 bees.
Oh, I agree with that. I mean, I think the other big thing is to talk about the incorporeal right now. And that is a lot of people aren't used to incorporeal actually surviving things.
Yeah, it just takes an adjustment to
your meta, right?
Well, yeah, the meta and your thinking. It takes adjustment to your thinking on how to deal with it.
Actions, or is it?
Oh, we have the teleport over 2. VictorE responding with teleport over 2.
That's awesome.
Just a big nope. I think that teleport is meant for his Leviathan.
Why though? Why would? Okay, that's a play mistake by JBuzz.
The teleport before
he needed to wait to teleport until it was his action.
Yep,
and then have the snapper, then have the lasher go right after that.
Victor says that teleport is actually meant for the Druid, which that also makes sense because it's in the zone of death here. So both
Which,
of them
I
have
mean, at
zones
that
of
point,
death.
it's a damage race, right?
Yeah,
And the Druid wins that because it can heal.
yeah. They both have zones of death. The question is who has the better one. All right, the bees have successfully destroyed the flowers.
They're cutting down the flowers.
That
I mean,
feels
no,
so
they're
unnatural.
pollinating. They're supposed to pollinate. They
I
should
know.
be able to like
They're
make
supposed
2
to
flowers.
spread it. It's supposed to
Yeah.
convert the mana flowers to be nature.
There should be 2 flowers now, not just 1.
Yeah. Imagine trying to write those interactions, man.
I can imagine it can't be any less bad than the original Swarm rules.
The original Swarm rules, man, I lost so much respect for a lot of things.
Bees in particular.
Yeah. Oh, it was a
Rhino
Rhino hide
hide.
on JBuzz. Interesting. So Seeking Spell gets that Rhino hide, means that Druid is living armored only.
Oh no, 3 armor.
Haha.
I know, it could be knocked off. I'm so kidding.
Victor said he thought that was actually a Nully.
I mean, it's still worth a shot at it, because there are times when you find a Rhino hide instead of a Nully.
Alright, enchantment goes down on the Leviathan. The Nullify and the Leviathan comes out. This is feeling a lot of like
The Null Leviathan.
this is feeling like he's versing a wizard player.
Interesting.
VictorE is
Here's
definitely
the
playing wizards.
Falcon precision.
Oh, that's cool. Wonder why.
He was looking for Nullify.
I was
He used
weeding
a
out.
cheap spell to do it.
I was weeding out the Nully. Oh, what? This is so crazy. What is happening in this game?
This game is nuts.
All right, well,
Not much is happening.
they're both playing these like jabbing plays, but nullifiers are getting played. This is feeling like very 2014, mass wizard kind of plays that used to happen.
My favorite.
Where it's like Nully. All right, I'm gonna try to get an edge here. Nully. It's such a weird dynamic. This sort of playing out.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to see the back and forth on it, though.
Now you have to
A little
go.
bit, as long as it's not the entire game.
You gonna move in with the Druid? I think you should move in with the Druid.
Yes. Move into the Leviathan zone.
No, the Leviathan should move into where the Druid is.
Yeah, okay, so he's unstoppable, right? So he can't be pulled or snatched.
Right. Yeah, he can't be snatched.
can only
The
be
Druid's
teleported,
gonna have to panic, right?
Mhm.
And then you cast a Shallow Sea in there, and all of a sudden you can move up.
I mean, Leviathan's so good, man. Like, the Shallow Sea allowing him to roll 8 dice. This is, like, exactly what I want out of 22 mana creatures.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is what they should have been.
Because, like, how many creatures are there that cost this much that are like, oh, it rolls 4 or 5 dice? And you're just like...
Even the 4 or 5 dice isn't the problem in some cases. It's the 14 life that they have, and 3 armor that, goes away to one acid ball, and I'm not thinking of a specific creature at all.
Pretty much any of the legendary angels. But yes, pretty much all of them.
Dramelech is actually better than...
I'm glad you got that.
I hear you.
The angels are worse.
The angels
I
are
know,
worse.
The angels are real bad too.
Yeah, I mean the angels honestly need a buff, but like no one wants to put that in tournament because it's like needless buffs that people don't want to read about.
Nobody likes holy anyway. That's why.
That's screw you. All right.
Nah, but in serious though, I don't know what. You'd have to go card by card and try to basically redesign them, I think, or lower their mana cost. I think is probably the biggest thing.
VictorE
Yeah, if you wanted them to stay the same, you'd need to lower their mana cost for sure.
Yeah,
which,
and
I
that
wouldn't
might
be
be the easiest balance for them.
I wouldn't be against if they were like 15 mana or.
Yeah, that might just be.
They're about on par with bears.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
They just put so much value on flying.
Mm-hmm.
I think, or Aegis or both.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was flying. Probably Aegis added there, but VictorE says he likes to play it old school with those nullifies. I actually like seeing the old nullify plays because you just don't see that anymore. It's usually just like, all right, well, I guess I'm being teleported, so bye.
That's because for a long time the nullify back and forth didn't work because of how many people were running mass enchantment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
so
mean,
they could just throw away enchantments and then put the real one on you. And it just people stopped running Nullify for a little while, and
well,
it's starting to come back, and that's kind of cool.
yeah, I remember they came out with that novice enchantment. I forget what it was called, but
Arcane Ward.
There's a
yeah,
lot of them,
maybe it
but
was
yes,
that.
Arcane Ward's one of them.
And like you'd just be like, all right, is there a nullify in this guy? Let's just spend this one. Oh, you spent 2 swallow points on this?
Yeah,
All right, well, I came out ahead there, you know?
yeah. Arcane Ward is good for that, and then I mean,
Decoy.
I've used Brace Yourself to check for Nullify.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, brace yourself. I mean, honestly, if it's a card you're not planning on using, then might as well, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna times 25 this just to get through this phase here. Fargus is
A lot of
a
planning going on.
There we go. Vine Snapper down.
Mind Snapper is getting into
About
the
to get
aggressive
eaten.
zone. He's gonna
About to
have
get eaten by
dice.
that Leviathan.
Yeah, he's gonna have dice -1. This Leviathan is gonna roll 8 dice against it. If this is a bear strength, he could one-shot it very easily. I apologize for how slow. VictorE, no worries, man. That's why we
Yeah,
have
don't worry about it, man.
multipliers. Like seriously, it's no biggie to just hit
Yeah,
this button
we
a
can
few
just speed it up
times.
real quick.
That is why we always replay
Yeah.
instead of do it live.
Exactly, because it's like it's just faster for everyone.
I like that JBuzz just typed out just keep swimming.
Just keep, yeah. Looks like the force push is coming down from that Siren. That's going to be the bed of urchins is going to activate. Rolling 3 dice
Oh,
against
shit.
that Druid. He has 3 armor, but
He gets
4
that
critical.
rot off.
4
That's
critical.
You
No
say
rot.
if or it did.
No
It did
rot,
not quite get it.
unfortunately. But
If he got the rot off, and JbuzzSaw doesn't have a way to deal with it, like that's permanent bleed
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, it's
it's
true.
a big deal.
Rot's pretty insane.
I think,
Rot's why I feel bad running bleed, just because Rot's so much better.
It
rot
really is,
pretty
man.
good, but bleed works on necromancers and rot doesn't.
Yeah.
That is true. But you know what else does work on both? Or
Melee
necromancers and
damage.
everybody? Boulders. And
Burns.
fire. Basically anything that does damage.
Hitting them in the face. Looks like we have a chance of rage going down from JbuzzSaw and that Leviathan.
Ooh.
Placing it on the Vine
no.
Snapper far away. Uh-oh. So the question is, do you use Siren's Call? No, that doesn't work, does it? This is going to be a little tricky,
No,
man.
because he would have to still use the other action to move.
Can't reveal until action phase. Never mind, it's the other way around. Go, go, go. I love it.
Yeah, the Leviathan has to move, even with a Siren's Call.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with you though, Fargus, that flying is a bit overcosted. I think probably the best example of a creature with flying is like the Falcon. Just that level 1.
That was really efficient for its cost.
I don't like the level 2 Falcon, but the level 1 is probably the best
It's
flyer.
because they made it less efficient. If they made a Falcon level 2 with the same efficiency as the first one, why run the first one?
Yeah, it's fair.
Because you can't quick summon the second one.
Ooh.
I mean, that's one made, sure.
To buy Academy.
All right, Games Workshop.
Games Workshop, oh my god.
Power creep.
Oh, hey, look, we have a new army being released, so you must buy everything because
Did you know now we're going to have 2 damage Marines? They're going to be like Ultra Marine. Wait, Super Ultra Marines.
Wait, we did those guys already.
That's what they have, man. Those Marines are insane. 2 wound.
It's the reason I stopped 40k a long time ago.
Oh, dude, it's actually gotten better balance-wise.
I'm sure it has. They used to just be a hobby company that had a vague amount of game experience. Now they're at least starting to do that, but
they got a new CEO.
I'm never going back.
They got a new CEO last year that basically was like, why don't we make this game competitive and fun to hobby, you know?
Yeah. I like the game, I like the hobby, I like the lore, I like Warhammer. I'm not playing it again. It's not gonna happen.
It's
a
lot.
I wish I liked the game.
It's a hobby, man.
Right now my miniatures game of choice is Star Wars Armada.
I can't hobby, and I can't like the game because I cannot stand rolling all those d6s and failing every time.
Roll better.
It's actually easier not to fail now.
I can't roll better.
Dude.
Here, my classic.
We've identified the problem.
Yeah, I know, right? It just sucks.
Just roll better.
Roll better. God, what's wrong with you? No, this is my Warhammer story that just finished me for the game. I had a command squad with leadership 10.
Yes.
They got attacked by an elite squad with leadership 8. They did 1 more damage to me than I otherwise would have had done, because I rolled badly. Then I had a guy in that command squad that would allow me to re-roll failed
Oh,
leadership.
hell yeah. So basically you're trying to say I'm going to roll okay. Yeah.
And he was the one guy that died.
No
Oh,
way, he
wow.
died. That's so funny.
And I rolled the 2 results. One of the 2 results out of 36 options.
No way.
That caused my command squad to leave and run.
God.
And then on the runaway roll,
attack of opportunities.
on the runaway roll, I did not roll far enough, and my opponent rolled farther to overtake and wipe out my command squad, which was completely kitted out with all psychic gear, all rune save armors, everything that I could possibly need to survive. And because of that stupid overrun mechanic, the game was over. I was like, this game sucks. I'm done. I'm never playing this game again.
Do you remember when that was?
I don't know. It was like 20 years ago.
Okay, so they've come up with like 3 new editions.
They've
but
fixed
still,
a lot
yeah,
of it.
I've heard those horror stories, man.
I'm just like, no, thank you. This is done.
Back to Mage Wars really quick. The Leviathan seems to have moved left, and the Druid teleported a Thornlasher into the same zone.
Yeah, we have the Vine Snapper with that hate token. So Leviathan's just like, all right,
just
I guess we're doing this because there's nothing else to do.
The
just march.
Thornlasher is supposed to take out the Siren?
Yes.
Is he gonna deploy another Thornlasher into where the...
That would be my guess.
Of course he is.
I guess we're to see right here. But I would
want to see someone throw like
here.
Kiro's favor on all of their Thornlashers, just all of them.
Yeah, be a triple cost. That sounds like a dumb idea.
Probably
it doesn't sound terrible at all. It's not like the Druid can afford it.
So
you know what? I used to run a Silesius Druid.
I'm just saying the Druid can afford that at 3 spellbook points a pop and still be fine.
I had a Druid that had Silesius the Wind Angel, and I would put a Kiro's favor on her and try and wind people through the walls of thorns, or
Did it work?
And the bloodspine walls. No, it was too expensive.
Oh,
but it was fun.
All right, looks like we're gonna have a little maw action on that. Circle of Fire, very nice play. I actually run Circle of Fire on my side.
That's awesome.
Too. So big props to Victor for that, because Circle of Fire is
a
amazing.
poor roll, but still.
Well, it's one of those things that you gotta have an answer for the plants, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Siren kind of struggles versus Swarm, because obviously you have like, the big
and
tsunami
you can't really
spell.
counter Swarm except tsunamis, but
like Circle of Fire, I find the damage barriers are kind of important for Sirens just because of this sort of situation.
That's true. No. Duh, never mind.
Because most like nature creatures are going to die pretty fast if they're swarming you. Dispelling that chant of rage, Leviathan's now looking at these 2 guys like, I want to eat you for lunch.
Snacks.
Yeah, I wonder what the Druid has prepared here. Because, I mean, the Siren definitely does not want the Leviathan to go charging over there. So you had to believe that there was going to be a dispel.
Yeah, so do you...
I don't know. I'm not sure that the Leviathan being in that zone is a problem for anybody but not the Leviathan. Because that thing will just eat everything.
Yeah, it really does. It's sort of like, it's...
Yeah, you don't want it to move on its own, because then it can't do things. But once it's there, okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, this is the point at which there should be a Ballad of Courage on this thing.
Yeah, Ballad of Courage would make it a lot
Bear Strength gets revealed.
Is just as bad.
So he's looking at 10 dice at the Druid.
10 dice on the Druid.
10 dice, piercing
12
2.
Damage.
Piercing 2. So I think the Druid has 1 armor.
Nasty.
After the piercing, that's going to deal 11 damage.
That is nasty.
Is it piercing 2?
Oh man. See, and that's an okay one too. Like, I say okay. Ballad of Courage is also good, but Bear Strength in this thing is just scary.
VictorE's like, I should have killed that plant instead, and I don't know if I agree with that.
No, I think you made the right call. Scare the Druid away from there.
Yeah, like that's gonna make JBuzz freak out a little bit.
Who's gonna come try and kill the Siren, I guess?
These bees, man. Imagine having these fly above your head. Killer bees.
That looks a little scary.
The murder hornets.
I like how they like look like bumblebees, and bumblebees are actually like really cute.
We should just rename those things officially to murder hornets.
Actually, those stingers are huge. What am I saying? Look at the size of those things. Holy cow.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them. I think I would rather be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, generally speaking, I like bees. Wasps are assholes, though.
Looks like this
Yeah.
this Thornlash is going to deal 2 damage to Leviathan.
Wow.
So that Leviathan's just sort of like, you're hitting me.
I mean, it's got 24 health, though, so okay. I'm not saying you shouldn't chip it. I'm just saying I don't think the Leviathan notices it yet.
I mean, he has nothing else to hit, so I guess he could hit the bed of urchins, but you know. Might as well just be like, yo, here's a little bit of, here's some cuts.
Yeah. Here, have some damage. Yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't worth it, but I don't think the Leviathan's noticed him yet.
Nope, definitely not.
I don't know. At this point, maybe you start doing the force push game, push Druid back into it, and eat with the Leviathan, and see how much damage you can put on the damn Druid.
Honestly, cheetah speed would also be a great choice.
Who's got initiative right now?
Looks like blue player has the initiative.
Okay, so yeah, you could do something like that.
Just gonna skip through this again. If you guys have comments, I can slow it down, but I think we can keep.
No, you're good.
I am waiting and waiting and waiting for that belt of courage.
I definitely feel like there's a play that we're waiting for. It's gonna be like oh, that's what we're doing here. I gotcha, because like they're just starting to interact now, and it's sort of like, what's when are we gonna get the damage happening?
I mean, at this point, I would be really happy for the Siren to teleport the Druid into the Leviathan, and then tsunami the Druid.
Oh, that'd be fun too.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
And if you push the Leviathan with it, awesome.
I was about to say it's a lot of. Well, you can't push the Leviathan; it's unstoppable.
Oh, never mind. Never.
I was about to say it's a lot of mana, and then I realized he had 25 mana.
Yeah, he's got 25 mana right now.
JbuzzSaw has 31.
JbuzzSaw has 31.
Like this is like, what are we waiting for?
All right, there's some acid ball.
There's something happening.
Isn't unstoppable also unmovable?
Yes.
Okay.
So acid ball.
I forgot he was unstoppable.
Acid ball is a really interesting play against living armor. Just because it has 3 armor tokens total, and if it goes below 2, and that acid ball does 2 corrodes, you take care of that corrode with it. It sort of has like a self anti-corrode in it.
Yeah, that's another thing I hate about that
topic.
What?
This is your favorite convoluted topic, the acid ball living armor interaction.
I hate that.
It is convoluted. That being said, how did VictorE or how did JBuzz move up here? Was it a spell that he moved up here with?
I think he forgot that he was restrained.
Yeah, because he definitely couldn't actually just physically walk this way.
No, mages aren't restrained by that.
Non-mage, okay, cool.
Oh yeah, okay.
There you go. My bad.
That's good.
That actually makes a lot of sense that mages won't be restrained.
I always forget that as well.
Yeah.
He's gonna sleep. Oh, that's awesome. That is expensive.
We see the sleep.
10 mana sleep.
I mean, the only thing that can wake him up is that Victor has right now is just his mage. So he's gonna have to do something to wake up this dude. And with 10 mana costing for that, oh man. What do you punch the Leviathan and hope he wakes up with 3 armor?
And he's Tanglevine too.
Unstoppable does not include unmovable?
Yeah, I think it does.
I'm looking that up.
I'm looking it up. I'm ahead of you.
Because you could be totally right, man. I'm not
uncontainable. And cannot be hindered, I believe. Wall of Thorns. Is he gonna force push the Druid through a wall of thorns?
This creature, unstoppable means you can't be hindered. You're both unmovable and uncontainable.
Yeah, unmovable. Okay, there it is.
Unmovable and uncontainable. Ooh, the Wall of Thorns play. JBuzz, man, he's got the plan here, dude. He's like, you're not coming out here unless you're taking some damage, dude. And I do want to point out that
I mean, he
the
could just
Siren,
eat the Wall of Thorns real quick.
that's actually legit.
No,
But he's
no,
sleeping.
he's sleeping.
But he's sleeping.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry.
But I mean, the
I'm just saying
Siren
in
right now
general.
has Tanglevine on him, no armor. Granted, he has a Circle of Fire, but like that's a little scary for
dangerous.
Victor right now,
That's
man.
dangerous.
This is getting kind of
I'll make the
dangerous.
point that another reason to not put on armor right now, the bees are going to sit there and do 3 dice critical. So
This is so scary, dude. Victor says that's where he helped. He put down his own wall. Oh my god, because he has 0 armor right now. Oh my god.
oh, I didn't even think
He
of
has
that. Oh
0
my god.
armor. If you do like a tsunami going down, I guess you don't
Well,
get
he
one.
can't do a
Yeah.
tsunami going down right now.
I guess you could just force push him. I was scared. That's why I didn't put the armor on too.
He
Oh,
did
there's
push.
the push. Oh my god, 0 armor attacks. This is actually going to get rid of the corrodes as well. What's funny
Why?
is I think they happen in separate attacks.
Wait, why is he get rid of the corrodes? I'm confused.
Because
He loses an armor every time he gets down.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
So it actually is kind of weird to do this.
Well, no, it should only happen once. Still, he'll have one with
He'll
one
be at
armor,
0.
and then 9 other or 8 other dice free, right?
It'll all be 0 armor because he has corrodes, but as that armor gets reduced on living armor, those corrodes will go down as well.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So no matter what, he's going to take full damage from this.
Yeah, so it's 10 dice full damage, and if you roll max damage, it might work.
Oh my god, this is I mean, it's Wall of Thorns,
I hate
man.
living armor.
We have to all celebrate Wall of Thorns plays here because it's just so fun.
Yeah, I like.
this
Let
happens.
me put it this way: I like Wall of Thorns push more than I like living armor, and I've
Yes.
never liked Wall of Thorns push.
That's fair. I like watching Wall of Thorns plays get done. I don't like receiving Wall of Thorns
I like
plays.
watching the tactical play, but how does it make more sense that the most powerful being on the fucking board takes
Yeah.
more damage from the thing than a level 1 fox?
I know. It's so funny.
The fox has nature sense.
I mean, okay, let's not even say that.
Here.
How does
Okay.
a mage, which is a humanoid size, take insanely more damage than like a cleric who is a
Anything
humanoid
but a
size?
dragon?
Or a dragon, yeah, right?
Well, the dragon shouldn't take any damage, right?
Well, the dragon takes the most damage.
yeah, right.
Except dragons can't be pushed, so
I think you're
One
right.
of them
yeah.
can.
both dragons are unstoppable, aren't they?
I don't know.
No, I thought it was just Sardonyx that was, but I don't remember. I don't play them either.
Alfie's
Either way,
flying
the point is they're
anyway, so it
level
doesn't
freaking
matter.
8.
Fact is, the Knight of Westlock gets pushed through, and he's like, I'm good. A mage gets through, and he's like, I'm freaking dead.
Guys, the thorns. The
We did
thorns kill
10
me.
damage to him. That's beautiful, man. 10 to attack dice going against him. And just so you know, everyone, it's based on your level. And the reason why the mage has so much damage here is because it's level -1. So, level 6 mage.
Yep. And it's like I said, I like the tactical play, but the thematics of a Wall of Thorns just makes no fucking sense.
Bees are gonna get hit by this circle of fire here.
Yep.
Taking 2 burns.
Ooh.
I don't think he can actually take those.
Well,
burns.
it wouldn't take any burns, but it does a damage back. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, he takes 1 damage on those bees.
1 damage on those bees.
Yeah, and I think the bees probably should have attacked more before it got that damage barrier. That's okay.
Yet another interaction that's just jank as hell.
Yep.
I think you get all damage barriers are direct damage. I don't think bees take, even with direct damage, full damage. I think it's just area.
Yeah.
They're critical damage. Damage barriers are critical damage for the most part, aren't they?
No, I don't think so.
For the most part, they're not all, but
I don't think they
I
are.
thought at least
No, I
2
don't
of
think
them
they
were.
are. I think
Like
there are
the-
critical damage ones, but I don't. I think what you're thinking about is a dark armor.
Yeah,
Dark
that's what I'm
armor
thinking.
is.
That one, and I thought one more was as well.
Yes, that circle fire activated twice, so that really shouldn't have happened from that extra attack.
Yep. That bee should still be around.
And that's my
With
bad for not
1
watching.
die. Or 1 life, I guess.
Dun dun
It's
dun.
okay.
So Sleeping Leviathan, a severely damaged Druid, and a stuck Siren.
26 damage on this Druid. Oh my god.
I think a teleport is in order.
I mean, honestly, when it comes to a Druid, I would pick Barkskin over Living Armor any day, but honestly, I would just do both before you
Yeah,
got
there's no
anywhere
reason to
near.
pick one over the other unless we made a rule about that.
Like, if you're gonna get anywhere near your opponent mage, just have both on. Like, there's really no reason not to.
What if Barkskin just was destroyed as soon as it had 0 tokens on it?
Living Armor, you mean?
You mean Living Armor?
Yeah, Living Armor.
No, I'd be down with that.
I would prefer that. And it keeps regenerating as long as it has at least 1 token. Something like that.
Yeah.
Our chat is blowing up with people upset over
man.
bees,
I'll walk away for a
people
second.
upset over melee attacks, all that stuff.
Don't melee attacks.
What is wrong with melee attack spells? Just saying, they're amazing.
Some of them are a bit weird. It's just the ones that everybody forgot to, put the whole can't be buffed by melee plus on. If it weren't for that, they'd be fine.
I'm pretty sure the original intention wasn't to have any melee buffs.
That is exactly the original intention.
But here we are. Yeah, we haven't actually seen any melee attacks.
I think
all I have to say about that.
I think they then realized that the monk would not be able to do enough damage.
Oh, yeah, it's probably.
I think the monk would have been fine. The monk would have been fine.
I mean, honestly,
you only get the damage bonus in Academy once a round.
Yeah, right, or something like that.
Like, it's not once per attack; it's once a round.
Yeah, so you can't actually do it twice.
So it wouldn't have changed the monk.
Because you'd probably get it for your melee attack, and then you.
Yeah, but if you didn't get it for any of the things that you did, then
you get it for. You can punch something and still get it.
Yeah, you punch and then.
And then you can melee attack right after, or melee spell.
But you could use your melee buff with your quick cast, and then use one of the no buff spells for your full cast that does critical damage, and still get your melee buff in a round.
I think having the choice is kind of what makes it fair.
Honestly, though, when it comes to melee attack spells, I haven't quite seen it at a point where I'm like, you know what? It's just absolutely breaking this game. You know what I mean?
It's definitely in my top 15 of problems, but there's so many other problems that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I don't actually really consider it a problem. It's just wonky. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it is weird. I will grant you it's weird. I think they shouldn't be wandable.
The wandable is so fun, though. You don't want to point the wand at your foot and be like, "Foot, go attack him with this dragon strike."
It should not be wandable. That's for sure.
That's so fun.
It's just kind of funny. Like, you point the wand at your own foot and be like, "Kick it."
Oh my god! I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're too bad, but I feel like that we may have missed some. Maybe somebody's broken it somewhere.
I mean, honestly, I've made melee attack spell books, with every mage that I think would be good with it, and they're all very strong.
Yeah, we played a bunch of Tims before.
They're all really good, and I really enjoy them all. But
I totally disagree with that move.
Healing Tree goes down.
Healing Tree or
Rousing the Beast before the Raptor Vine's turn.
Yep,
that's a mistake.
I mean, he is Tanglevine, but most likely he has a teleport, right?
Matter at this point, but if he does have a teleport, he's going to use it now.
He's going to say, all right, I guess I won't do this. Yeah, little plays like this, what you're saying is the tactical plays. You should use that quick cast to basically, on the Raptor Vine's action, quick cast that Rouse the Beast, let him go in and attack.
He only has 2 mana left, though, he has 4 mana left, so he can. And no spells, so
that's true. I mean, he does have the Healing Tree out, which I think just healed him. Is that right?
Yeah, he used that on his priority.
And this is one of those things.
That's totally fine. Move.
There it is.
Cast the tree.
Bam! The teleport, and he's still within range of that Raptor Vine, but he went here for a reason.
Yeah, because he's not in range of any of the Thorn Lashers.
Yep.
I wonder why he didn't go down to.
Because.
Then he's going to
clearly calculate range.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's doing.
Well, there's the spell. Nice. Spell, of course, being the push spell.
Is he going to push him through his own blood spine wall?
No.
Or push him to the right.
Push him back into the Leviathan, yeah.
Oh, because it's going to be the Siren's initiative next turn.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna freaking Wall of Thorns him. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that would be so good if he Wall of Thorns him. All right, he's gonna get a damage and a
Oh, there
push.
it goes.
Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
god, VictorE, is he gonna pull the
Well,
win?
The issue with the Wall of Thorns play is you need to dissolve first.
Yeah, but I mean, like the multiple attacks will at least reduce the armor. You know what I mean?
He's not gonna Wall of Thorns, or he's not gonna
Force
force push. He's gonna tsunami.
Mm-hmm. Tsunami makes most
But
sense
it'll
because the
stop
urchins
after.
over there too.
It'll
The
stop
urchins
after.
back there will make it work.
It'll stop after the Wall of Thorns though, because he can't target the zone beyond vision.
That's true.
Oh, that's right. You have to target. Well, that still the urchins will trigger if he does pushes
the
as well.
urchin might be the saving grace here, man.
Yeah. All he has to do is lesser teleport down one, and then tsunami above him, and then he'll be able to target both zones.
That's true too.
Man,
I think it'd be nice to have that ring as well, but it might be a little too late for that.
this is
think
gonna get crazy.
The ring is really good, but it telegraphs that you're going to tsunami.
That's why you cast it like second.
Yeah, I usually cast it really fast.
Yeah, cast it early so that you're telegraphing it all the time, and they have to be wary of it, and you can play around that.
It's also really good, to be fair, with swells and surging waves.
That's
Yeah.
true too.
And the
Yeah,
Trident,
Because
of course.
that +2 on the push is it's yeah, +2 on the push is huge. There we go. Words. Words good. Sorry, I had to eat. My blood sugar went a little low.
No, you good.
25 mana.
I'm just gonna skip through this. Unless you guys have things to talk about. We're gonna see this. This
I
might
think
be over.
We definitely see a tsunami this turn.
I think he's gonna just do a regular push. Ooh, Stranglevine. That's
Okay.
awesome.
Honestly, that Stranglevine might have been better on the Druid. I know that sounds weird, but him gaining some sort of unmovable might have been what he needed.
Stranglevine yourself.
Like, well, I mean, like him needing
that
some.
makes me think of the training scene in what's the Full Metal Jacket?
Oh my god, yeah.
Choke yourself.
Choke yourself. Oh my
Don't
god.
touch my
But
hand.
honestly, like restraining the mage, like even the Leviathan not working on the mage is like super brutal for JBuzz right now.
It is, but if I'm Siren, I prepared an attack spell just in case of some shenanigans like that.
Yeah.
So that way the Leviathan can be like, oh hi.
Yeah,
you
what
taste
is
good.
up, man?
Yeah, and it's the same amount of dice. One of them just has piercing.
Yeah.
Well, it's slightly less dice, I guess, because you're not getting the urchins too.
VictorE
Well, that would be
pass.
the reason.
VictorE pass in his quick cast, so he wants to do an attack spell and then go with a force push. That was brave of Victor. Cause
He probably has a teleport.
if I'm JBuzz, I'm healing, man. Or teleporting.
I would guess VictorE has teleport and tsunami planned for this turn.
VictorE says he
That's
took a
also
big
a-
risk from chat.
I think it's
Oh.
probably Swell, not
JBuzz is casting a spell.
Swell, not the other one.
JBuzz is targeting the Siren.
Or even just
cancel?
push just to guarantee it.
The
Force push
cancel?
to guarantee it.
Yeah, force push and tsunami would be
Oh,
great.
Druid's
I think
targeting the
force push
Siren.
is good because if you get Surging Wave right now,
The
it's still
Surging
force pushing
Wave.
through.
The Surging Wave doesn't slam.
Oh my god, what?
Okay. All right, it's
We need, like,
VictorE's
a
turn.
80-some odd %
It's
chance.
VictorE's turn. That was really lucky for
I
VictorE.
cannot tell you how many games I've lost because Surging Wave
Right.
failed.
Didn't get a freaking 3 up, dude. Like seriously. All right, VictorE.
Didn't you have Surging Wave against me that didn't slam in that one match we played in Charlotte?
Probably, but you won that game because you put mend in your book.
I know, who told me to do that?
And I told you to do that on the way down.
VictorE, I took a risk at passing my quick cast, but now it's not quick cast. It's actions. VictorE takes his quick cast. The swell.
Oh, really?
He's gonna roll 3 dice. He gets the push.
Oh, we got the push.
And of course, there is armor, but that armor gets reduced by 1. Perfect for the
Oh, it
Wall of
does.
Thorns. So that armor has 0 on it right now, I believe.
No, he's got 3 tokens.
Does he have 3? So it's down to 2 now. So now he has 2, but he's about to get hit with 5 attacks. He rolled it all once, but there was armor. Well, he got 6 damage.
Oh, right.
Incapacitated.
Who?
He thought that the Surging Wave incapacitated him.
Oh, yeah.
No, he Surging Wave the Leviathan.
Oh.
Oh, he did. Oh, that's even better. That's even better.
Leviathan has a daze on it
Yep.
right now.
That's fine.
So he needs to re-roll the daze.
So, just putting out
I'm
that
glad I
VictorE
can
has
read that.
22 mana and still a full action, though.
Yes. I'm willing to bet that he's going to eat with the Leviathan and then Tsunami.
Yeah.
I apologize for hyping that too much.
Or something. I don't know whether it's that or...
I was ready for a Tsunami this turn anyway.
It could still happen.
If I'm him, I just force push. You guarantee the push. You don't run this risk of, oops, it didn't work.
I mean, now you have a daze, and then JbuzzSaw has a chance to run away, and then there's other things, but... I mean, honestly, even if he ran away, the Tsunami just gets stronger, right?
Depends on where he runs to. He could run, I guess theoretically he could run through the Wall of Thorns and be safe from being attacked.
Oh, that's true, actually.
I don't know if that helps him that much.
He gets through the daze,
Oh,
Leviathan. He rolls 10 dice. He rolls 11 damage, piercing 2. Oh my god, it's not over yet, though. JBuzz at 31 damage out of 34. Alright. Alright.
JBuzz needs to leave right now.
JBuzz moves down 1, but he has a full action and 22 mana. We all know what Siren does with 22 mana full actions.
Water Elemental?
Come on. Please do it. Yo, hurl boulder. Okay, it works.
Boulder.
He does 6 damage critical and 2 normal. Oh my god, that is gonna do the game. Siren.
Just need to roll normal.
The Siren has been victorious.
Victorious.
Victorious. VictorE. Good game. I think everybody was expecting the Druid to win there. So solid play out of VictorE. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We saw bees. We saw tsunamis.
Saw the healing tree.
We saw the healing tree and freaking Leviathan. This game was full of like everything that embodies like craziness. Even VictorE says he expected the Druid to win. The Hurl Boulder finisher is so strong, man.
Yeah. Well, especially when there's not enough armor on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got caught by one of those in Gen Con.
Yeah, right? Oh, yeah, I saw that game. JBuzz not having Barkskin, I think, is probably just what killed him. I think that's probably the biggest change.
That would have knocked off, I don't know, minimum of 5 or 6 damage on top of the healing you get.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Absolutely. Because, I mean, he could have put it on way back here with the living armor zone. I mean, even when he first started to take damage over here, he could have just started putting that on, you know? Shark, stop complaining about Druid. Oh my god. That's what Red Dice says.
I've literally been spending my entire time spamming in chat about complaining Druid.
Oh my god. So anyway, that was an awesome win. Shark, do you want to lead us out?
He's gonna go all the way. VictorE's gonna win for the Siren.
I'm gonna root for him. As long as he starts putting in fire cards though, because he didn't kill it with fire.
Oh yeah.
It's all right. Boulder was still a good finisher. Nice job, VictorE. I think that's it for us tonight, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's all the games we've got. Play more games.
We have more games incoming, I think, next week. Or in the next week, excuse me. It depends on when we get the replays. But
so we have done all the games that we have replays for. So if any guys that are playing games, please send us more because we're caught up.
The tournament is still ongoing.
It's on you.
We will have more in the future. And thanks everybody for joining us. When in doubt, kill with fire.